All right, Shalom, Shalom. It's Brother Atazadak, hero of Israel. I'd like to start off by giving honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Today we're going to go into Numbers chapter 21, right? Going into the Hebrew. So Lord willing, you're edified, giving honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Get right into it. It's Numbers 21 and 1, and it reads, Vayeshamai ha Kanaanaya, or Salakia, Vayeshamai ha Kanaanaya, and they heard the Canaanites, Malak Arad, the king of Arad. So it's really saying, and they heard the Canaanites and the king of Arad, right? Or Salakia, actually, it just says the Canaanite. Vayeshamai ha Kanaanaya, Malak Arad, that dwelt in Negeb, Yeshab ha Negab, Kaya Ba'a Yasha'alu, Darak, because they entered Israel in the way of Atharim, which is Ha Atharium, Vayelacham Ba Yasha'alu, and they fought upon Israel. Salak. And they fought upon Israel, and they took captive of them captives, right? Wayeshab Mamanawa Shabaya. Wayadar Yasha'ala Nadar La Yahweh, and he vowed Israel a vow unto the Lord, and he said, Waya Amar, I'm Nathan, Thathan, Ha Atha Ha'im, if you give, if surely you give to the people this, Hazah Bayadia in my hand, Waha Haramathia, Atha Arayaham, meaning, and I will lift up the sword to their cities. Vayeshamai Yahweh Bakwal Yasha'ala, and he heard the Lord and the voice of Israel. Wayathan Atha Ha Kanaanaya, and he plays to the Canaanites, or Salakia, and he gave to the Canaanites. Wayathan Atha Ha Kanaanaya, right? And he plays to the Canaanites, right? As in he delivered to the Canaanites in the hand of Israel, right? Wayaharam Athaham, and they lifted up the sword unto them. Wa'atha Arayaham, and to their cities. Wayakwara Sham Hamakwam Harama, right? And they called there the place Horma. Verse 4, Wayasaiwa Mahar Hahar Darak, and they journeyed the day from the mount, or Slakia, from Hor, the mount, in the way of the Sea of Reeds, Yam Sawap, which is the Red Sea, round about the land of Edom, to the land of Edom, right? La Sabab Atha Ratazah, meaning they went around the land of Edom, right? Adawam. Watha Quatazar Napash Ha'im Badarak, and was cut off the souls of the people in the way, meaning they grew weary because they did not have the proper provisions in the way, right? Wayadabar Ha'im Ba Alahayim, and they spoke the people upon the powers, Waba Mashah, and upon Moses. To say, right? Doesn't say that, but they said they spoke upon Moses, right? And they said, Lama ha elayatanawa, to what have you brought us out? But it really should read, to what have you ascended us from Egypt, as in brought us out from the land of Egypt, or from Egypt, right? Mama Tazarium, Lamawath, to die in the wilderness, Bama Dabar, Kaya Ayan Lacham, because there is none bread, Wa Ayan Mayam, and there is not water, Wa Napashnawa, and our soul is cut off. Quataza, right? Balacham, upon the bread, right? Light, ha qual, right? The root is qualal, it means something light. So that word quataza is translated as loath, right? But really, they were just tired of eating the light manna, which was light bread, right? Let's get that actually. Numbers 21 and 5. Let's get that. The word is quatazah, right? It says to loathe, to be weary, right? Because that's what the word quatazah means, right? And quatazar, right? They're kindred by definition, right? It says, quatazah, feel loathing, abhorrence, sickening dread. The Syriac says, quayat, or quanat, right, meaning fear. Shalakia. Wayashalach Yahweh Ba'im, and he sent the Lord upon the people two serpents, Atha Ha-Nachashim, fierce, Ha-Sharapium, right? Because that word means to burn, right? Or something burning. You know, the serpents were fierce, as in, you know, as if they were on fire. They were all over the place, and, you know, very hostile, right? Waya Nashakwa, and they bit them to the people. Atha Ha'im. Wayamath I'm Rab, and they died people much from Israel. Maya Sha'ala. Wayaba'a Ha'im al Mashah, and they went in the people unto Moses, and they said unto him, Waya Amarwa, Salakia, Wayaba'a Ha'im al Mashah, Waya Amarwa, and they said, we have sinned, Chata Nawa, because we have spoken upon the Lord, Kaya da Barnawa by Yahweh. Let's see. Wabka, and upon thee. So they said they had spoken, right, against the Lord and upon him and against Moses, right? Hatha Palal al Yahweh, pray to the Lord, and he will turn back from upon us. Wayasar Ma'al Yanawa, to the serpents. Atha HaNachash, Wayatha Palal Masha Ba'id Ha'im, and he prayed Moses upon even the people. Verse 8, Waya Amar Yahweh al Masha, and said the Lord unto Moses, Aisha Laka Sharap, make unto thee, right, a brazen serpent, right? Wa Shayam Athawa, because that word Sharap, like I said, it means something burning, right? So he said, in a sense, make unto thee a fierce serpent, a figure of a fierce serpent, right? Wa Shayam, and place into it a thawa, upon a banner, right? Al nas, right? As in a flag or something to hold it up, right? Wahaya kal ha nashak, no come to pass all that are bidden. Wa ra'ah athawa, and they see to it and will live. Waya ash masha nakashta, and he made Moses to a bronze serpent, and he placed it upon a banner. Wayashamawa al hanas, Wahaya im nashak, and it came to pass, if was bitten the serpent to a man, if had bitten the serpent hanachash to a man, atha ayash, waha bayat, and look unto the bronze serpent, al nachash ha nachashta, and they will live. Wahaya Wayasaiwa Benaiah Yasha'ala, and they journeyed the sons of Israel, and they encamped in Obath. Wayachanawa Ba Abath, Wayasaiwa Ma Abath, and they journeyed from Abath, and they encamped. Wayachanawa Ba Ayah Ha Abarium, which is Ayah Abarim. Bama Dabar Ashar al Panaya Mawa'ab, in the wilderness which is before Moab, from the rising of the sun. Mazarach Hashamash, Masham Nasaiwa, from there they journeyed, and they encamped. Wayachanawa, in the brook Zarad. Banachal Zarad, Masham Nasaiwa, from hither they journeyed, and they encamped. Wayachanawa, from beyond Arnon, Ma'ibar Arnon, which is in the wilderness, Ashar Bama Dabar, that goes out, Ha Yataza'ah, from the border of the Amorites, Magabal Ha Amaria, Kaya Arnan, Gabal, because the Arnon was bordering unto Moab, Mawa'ab, Bayan, Mawa'ab, between Moab, Wabayan Ha Amaria, and between the Amorites, right? Verse 21, Al-Khan, Ya'amar, upon so they called, or Salakia, upon so they said, in the book Basapar, of the battles of the Lord, of the right, of the wars of the Lord, Ma Lachamath, Yahweh, Atha, Wahab, right, which is a place to Wahab, right, and Sufa, Basapa, and to the brooks of Arnon, Wa'atha, Ha Nachalium, Arnon, Wa'ashad, Ha Nachalium, right, which Ashad means lowland, and the lowland of the brooks, Ashad Natah, La Shabbath, which inclines to the settlements of Ar, right? Because that word Shabbath is a derivative of Yashab, right? To dwell, right? Wana Shayan, La Gobal, Mawa'ab, right? And it leans upon the border of Moab, right? Because that word Shayan means to lean on something, right? Or land that is close to another land, right? Which would be look something like this. So this is the border of what is it? Moab, right? And the country of Ar would kind of be like so it was a lowland. So it was sort of let's see, just from a perspective, it was kind of like this, right? But you know, for example, it probably had like a small hill, right, that kind of extended into the land of Moab, right? So it leaned upon the land of Moab, right? That's what it means. And it was a lowland with brooks, right? Several brooks, right? Which is larger than a river. Because the Nahar means river, right? Which is smaller than a brook, right? Let's see. Wa Masham, and from there to Bir Ba'ara, that is Hawa, Haba'ar, Ashar Amar, Beer, which said the Lord Yahweh to Moses, Lamashah, Asap Atha Ha'im, gather to the people, right? And I will give unto them water. Wa Athana Lacham Mayam. Az Yashayar, then they sang Israel Yasha'ala, because that word Az means then. Shayar means song, right? Or to sing, right? To the song Atha HaShayara, this, Hazah. And they said, Eliah, Ba'ar, ascend up, O well, Ba'ar, Ainawa Laha, bring low unto it, right? Because they were digging a well, right? The word Aina means to bring low, right? As in they were digging into it in order for the waters to spring up, right? Ba'ar Haparah, the well which dug the princes Shariam, Kara, right? Meaning digging, or Salakia, which dug the nobles, Nadyabaya, right? Because that word Kara is a derivative, Karath, which means to cut. It's another way to say dig, right? Nadayabya, right? Um, which dug the nobles of the people, Ha'im, um, Ba'ma Hakwak, meaning upon hacking it, right? As in digging into it, or when you hack, you're kind of striking it, right? Um, upon leaning upon it, Bama Shayan Thumb, right? Because as they were hacking away at the edges of the well, right, they were leaning upon it, right? Ma Madabar, right? From the bar to Mathana, right? Wama Mathana, and from Matana to Nahaliel, which is Nahaliala, Wama, and from Nahaliala to Bamath, Wama Bamath, and from Bamath uh, to the valley, Hagaya, right, which is a small valley, right? Gabai would be a larger valley. Or Salakia, not Gabai. Let me get that. I'm bugging. Let's see, valley. Bakwaya, right? Because Gabai means hill. Salakia. Let's see. Gobaya, right? Or Gabai, right? Means hill. From Bamath to the valley which is in the field of Moab, Ashar, Bashadah, Mawa'ab, the summit to the summit, or Salakia, that is in the summit of Pisgah, right? Ra'ash, HaPazgah, Wana, Shekwapa, right? Looking down upon the wasteland, right? We're looking down before the wasteland, which would actually be read, and looks down upon before the face of the wasteland, right? Because that word shekwap, it means to look down from a certain locale, right? Could be looking down from a pillar. You can be looking down from a height, right? It says Al Panaya Hayashah Yaman, which means wasteland, right? So it says, and from Bamath, right, the valley which is in the field of Moab, which is the summit of Pisgah, right? Or Salakia, at the summit of Pisgah, and looking down upon the face of the wasteland, right? So let's get that word Yeshayaman, right? Numbers 21 and 30. Salakia. Numbers 21 and 30. See what we get for that. Numbers 21 and 30. Wait a minute. 20. Yeshayaman, right? Meaning waste, desert, waste, wilderness, right? Wasteland, right? Yasham, meaning, right, to be laid waste, right? Wayashalach Yasha'ala Mala'akayim, and he sent Israel messengers to Sihon al-Sayachan, the king of the Amorites, Malak ha-Amaria, to say, La-Amar, A-Ibarah, Ba-Aratazaka, meaning I will go beyond, I will cross upon your land, La-A-Nata Bashada, I will not incline upon your field, meaning turn to your field, and your vineyard, Wabakaram, La'a, Nashata, and I will not drink water, Maya, of the well, Ba'ar, Badarak, Habalak, but in the way of the king, right, which is the king's highway, right? Nalaka, meaning I will go, even Ad, Ashar na Ibar, which I will go beyond your border, Gabal Ka, right? So let's see, King's Highway, right? What is a King's Highway in the Bible? Because essentially, that is the way in which kings had means to escape, right? If there was an onslaught, right, upon their land, right? So they would have certain passages, certain routes that the kings only would use, right? Let's see. Nope. So it says, verse 23, Wala'ad Nathan Sayachan, and would not give Sihon unto Israel Athayasha'ala passage, Ibar, upon their border, Bagabalwa, Wayat Asap, and he gathered Sihon, Sayahan, to all his people, Atha called Imawa, Wayataza'a Laquara'ath, and they went out to meet Israel, Yasha'ala, in the wilderness, Madabarah, and they went in And they entered Wayaba'a Yahatazah to Jahaz, and they fought upon Israel. Wayalacham Ba Yasha'ala. Verse 24. Wayakawa Yasha'ala, and they smote Israel with the mouth of the sword. Lapaya Harab, as in with the edge of the sword. Waya Yarash, and they possessed, or Slakia, and they smote them, Israel, with the mouth of the sword, right? Waya Yarash, and they possessed to their land. Atha Aratazawa, right? From Arnon, Ma Arnon, Ad Yabak, even to Jabak, even to the sons of Ammon, Ad Benaiah, Imwan, Kaya, Az, Gabal, because Az was bordering the sons of Ammon, Benaiah, Imwan, or simply put Iman, right? Which is Ammon. Wayakwak Yasha'ala Atha Kal Ha-Arayim, and they took Israel to all the cities, these Ha'alha. Wayashab Yasha'ala, and they dwelt Israel upon all the cities of the Amorites, or in all the cities of the Amorites. Bakal Araya Ha-Amaria, in Heshbon, Ba-Heshbon, Wabakal Banathiyah, and in all of their buildings, right? Kaya Heshbon Ayar Sayahan, because Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, Malak Ha-Amaria, that is Hawa, Hawa, and he fought upon the king of Moab. Nalacham Ba Malak Mawa'ab. Ha Ra'ashan, right? Meaning at the first or formerly, right? Wayakwach Atha Kal Aratazawa, and they took to all his land, to all their land, from their hand, Mayadwa Ad Arnan, even to Arnon. Al-Khan Ya Amarwa, upon so they said, the proverb Ha-Mashaliam Ba'awa Hashban, enter unto Heshbon, to build Thabana, and to prepare Watha Kawanan, a city for Sihon, Ayar Sayachan, right? Verse 28. Kaya Asha Yataza'ah, because a fire went out from Heshbon, Ma Heshbon, a flame, Lachaba, right? As in, they stormed the city. They came out in great numbers, right? They fought, right, extremely against them, right? And they overcame them in battle, right? Ma Korayath, Sayahan, and Lachab means flame, right? Ma Korayath, Sayahan, right? meaning, right, calling it Sihon, right, after the king, right? Um, Akala, consuming of Moab, Mawab, the lords of the high places of Arnon, Baalia, Bamath, or none, right? Because that word Bama means a high place, right? Um, let's see. I went out from Heshbon, lame from Zion City. Salakia. So it says, Kaya Ash Yataza'ah, because a fire came out from Heshbon, to inflame Lahaba, right? Makwarayath, meaning from their cities which they were called, right? Because it's not going to name all the cities. It's just going to say, right? Then this just means the cities which were called, right? As in called to be taken over by Sihon, right? Because this is a derivative of ma, meaning of, quara, meaning to call, right? So the cities that Sihon appointed, right, to be flooded with troops, right? That is what he ordered, right? To inflame, right, the cities that were called by that land, right? Which were various names of cities, right? Because the blue letter tell you this just means city, right? But not necessarily. It just means the places that were called by that name in that province, right? And it's denoting more than one city, right? So it says, because a fire came out from Heshbon, right, to inflame the cities which were called by that province, right, by Sihon, right, meaning Sihon called and ordered, right, for those cities to be taken over, right? Akala, consuming of Moab, right, the lords of the high places of Arnon. Awaya Lakah, Mawab, Abadath, woe unto thee, O Moab, people of Chamash. I'm Chamash, right? People of Chamash or Chamash is given your sons Nathan, Banyawa, to escape, Paliatam, and your daughters Wabanath Yawa into captivity, Ba Shabayath, La Malak Amaria, right? For the king of the Amorites, Sihon, which is Sihon, Sayachan, right? So let's look at that word, Palat, Numbers 21, 29. Let's get that. Numbers 21, 29. So like it. Palayat, the root word is palat, meaning to escape by flight, escape escaped one, fugitive. Palat, a refugee, is that have escaped, just means to escape, right? Let's go to the root of the word. To be smooth, to be sleek, right? As in to slip away, to escape, right? Verse 30, Wa nayaram, and your lamp has perished. Abad, right? Because as you see on the right, the translation is saying you have utterly cast them down, which that's not what the Hebrew says, right? It's not what it's talking about. Because that word nayar means lamp. Abad means to perish, right? And your lamp has perished, Heshbon, right? Meaning the last of their strength was put out, right? Like you put out the last of the strength of a flame, right? Even to Dibon, Ad Dayaban, Wa Nashium, right? Um, and is desolate, even to Napach, Ad Napach, right? Let's look at that word, Numbers 21 and 30. Salakia. The word is Shema, right? To be astonished, Salakia. To be laid waste, desolate, right? So it just means to be laid desolate, right? And is desolate, and was made desolate, right? Even to Nofah, Ashar Ad, Mayadaba, even to Madiba, Wayashab Yasha'ala Ba'aratazah Ha Amaria, and they dwell Israel in the land of the Amorites, right? Wayashalach Mashah La Ragal, meaning, and he sent Moses 2 footmen, right? In the sense, he sent footmen out to spy the land, right? Atha Ya'izar unto Jazur, Wayalakadwa, and they took to it, and they took to, right, their buildings, Banathia, right? Waya Yarash, and they possessed, or Salakia, and they dispossessed to the Amorites, Atha Ha Amaria, which were there, Ashar, Shum. See how many verses we got left. Waya Panawa, and they turned and they ascended up, Waya Alwa, to the way of Bashan, the rock ha Bashan, and he went out, Og, Wayataza'ah, Iwag, the king of Bashan, Malak ha Bashan, right? To meet them, Laquaratham, that is Hawa and all his people, Wakal Aimwa, unto battle, La Malachama, at Adarai, which is Adariah, which is Adre. Waya Amar Yahweh al Moshe. He said the Lord unto Moses, do not fear them. Al Tayara'ah Athawa. So that means do not fear them, right? Kaya Bayadka, because in your hand I have given Nathathia unto them. Athawa wa Atha call Imawa, and to all his people, and to his land wa Atha Aratazawa wa Ashayath Lawa ka Ashar Ashayath, and you will do unto them like which you did to Sihon La Sayachan, the king of the Amorites, Malak ha-Amaria, Ashar, Yashab, Ba-Heshban, which dwelt in Heshbon. Wayakawa, Athawa, and they smote unto them, and to their sons, Wa-Atha, Banyawa, Wa-Atha, call Imawa, and to all his people, even till there was not Ad, Balathia, any remaining, Ha-Sha'ayar, Lawa, unto them, a survivor, Sharayad, Waya, Yarashwa, and they possessed to their land, Atha, Aratazawa, right? So let's look at that word, Sharad, Numbers 21:35. Let's get that for you. 21:35. See. Sharad, which is Strong's H 8300. Sharayad, survivor, one escaped. Sharayad, survivor, survivor remnant. Let's look at the root. Strong's 8277. Sharad, to flee, to escape, right? But it just means a survivor, right? The Arabic says, Sharad, take fright, shy of camel or horse, run away, right? The Aramaic says, Sarat. What the hell is that? Sarad, right? Slakia. Which is why I explained that the Sa and the Sha are interchangeable, right? Not just in the Hebrew, right? You'll notice that in the Aramaic as well, right? It says Sarad, to be terrified. Saraya, Saray, what the hell? Sarayada, meaning survivor, right? So basically, right, that's what the Hebrew says, right? Sharayad, right? Meaning a survivor. So with that, it's Numbers chapter 21. Going into the Hebrew, it's Brother Yatazadak, hero of Israel. Lord willing, you were edified, and as always, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Kwam Yasha Allah, about the ball, Shalom.